Hello, everybody. Testing out, be sure this works. And then we are ready to rock and roll as soon as Dennis gets here. Hello, Oscar. Hello, Gene. Hello, Zach Smith. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to post real quick while we're waiting on Dennis. If you were not aware, we lost our old Facebook page, and I started that about 6 years ago, and we had over 5,000 followers. So it was not huge, but it was pretty good size. Oh, here comes Dennis. It was like I said, it wasn't huge, but it was pretty good size. It was our primary way of getting information out to everybody. And so when we lost our Facebook page, I put in the request, and Dennis put in request. There's no support on Facebook to get any kind of communication as to why the page was lost or anything like that. So what I did do is I went ahead and just made a new page, and I'll put a link here. I'll post a link. Oops, that's not what I want. I'll post a link to the new page. Come on, close. I'll post a link to the new page in the chat. And if you are so inclined, if you would please be sure to just follow and like the new page and share it with other like-minded brothers that you think would be interested in and following what we're doing and keeping up with that. Hello, Dennis.
Que paso?
How goes it?
Good.
Good?
Yourself?
Great. Fantastic.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday to you too.
It's even happier because Monday's not a work day.
Yeah, same here. So,
But
go ahead.
just so that you know, I did shoot that out to our Masonic groups to let them know. Um, and really, for all of those that are listening, this page is mainly for just us pushing out
Yes.
just going to be the platform to push out videos and stuff. It's not going to be for discussions and things of that nature.
Yep.
We have another place for discussion, and we will let people know as we go.
Yes. Excellent point. So the main page, the new Masonic Improvement Building a Better Brotherhood page, some of you may have already noticed, like there's no opportunities for comments or anything like that. It's just us just putting out the information. It's very straightforward. But what we are going to have is we're going to lean more heavily on. My internet's acting really weird as I'm trying to get this stuff pulled up. Going to lean more heavily on the quarry, and that will be probably renamed to something that's more encompassing. But we'll be relying heavily on the quarry, and that will be something where you can request to join, but you have to be approved to come in. And I'll actually send the link for the quarry, Dennis, unless you see any reason why we shouldn't right now.
No, go ahead and send it out, but just folks, you got to know we're not going to let everybody. There was a reason our Facebook page was dropped, and we want like-minded individuals that are going to be in there, or at least people who don't get their feelings hurt over, any kind of anything. So
Okay.
that's not what we're here for. We're here to discuss, chop it up, hash it out, and figure it out as we go. We're not always right, we're not always wrong, but we're not going to be reprimanded for our opinions and views.
Yep.
And so that's why anybody that's actually let into the quarry has to feel the same way. And if they don't, they'll be let out just as quickly as they're let in.
Yeah.
Because we're serious about our Freemasonry. We're serious about our brotherhood. We're serious about you, our followers, and we're serious about this platform.
Yep.
And so we want to protect that in every way possible because we think that you deserve better than what happened to us.
Yep.
And so we're going to make sure that that happens. Just so that you know, we would appreciate it if you brothers that are like-minded and friends, not just brothers, but friends also, because we realize we have a lot of non-Masons that are members and listeners and followers. But if you have to be serious about this with us and only ask people to come in that are like-minded,
Yeah.
and open-minded, not just like-minded, but open-minded. That's the thing.
Yeah. Sorry, so there was the issue with your audio, and I figured it out
Of
on
course.
my end. But then
After-
Jason, of course,
after the very end.
Well, we caught most of what you just said. It was like very beginning. I fixed it, and of course, Jason Rockenberg, he's like, man, Dennis's audio came back. I thought this was going to be a good show. So,
Glad to see you, Jason. Glad you're back. Man, we missed you.
but yeah, so the quarry, I'm going to set it up.
Like an ulcer.
Can you approve people to join the quarry, Dennis?
Do
have
what?
that?
Yeah.
You can? Okay. We'll
think
probably
so.
set up like some moderators to help with that, where they could just vouch for people that are trying to get in. It's going to be really heavily regulated though, because
Yeah, the moderators needs to vouch for somebody.
I think
Not just
Facebook gets a lot more leeway on the private groups than it does into like public pages, which is why like certain Masonic groups where it's a flaming dumpster fire every other day has not been removed because it's private, as opposed to a Facebook page where someone probably doesn't like Freemasonry, probably saw something that we posted or a comment on a post. We don't know because Facebook never told us, but probably got reported or something, and it was down immediately, and there's no support. So we got more leeway. We can have the conversations we want to have in the quarry, but the Facebook page itself is just like, hey, here is our post. Here's our most recent video. There's a podcast. Boom. Here's the information. As far as like our opinion posts, our selfies or whatever, that's going to go into the quarry. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So if you want to be,
Yeah, if you really want to keep up with what we're doing, that's where. Otherwise, we're just going to push out the videos and the summit and things like that.
Yep.
On the Facebook page.
And what we'll probably be doing is we will be creating a separate private page just for inner circle members. However, that is going to probably come in tangent with another big update that we have down the road. And we won't talk too much about that right now. But we do have some big stuff coming up thanks to brother, well, he's not a brother yet, but Zach Smith. So we got some big things coming in.
He may not be a brother in Freemasonry, but he's a brother from another mother.
Definitely. I agree with that.
Yes.
I keep calling him brother. I mean, like you said.
We'll just have to say brother from another mother.
but he's working on a really big project on our behalf, and we're very grateful for that. And it's huge. And once that's out, then we'll be able to more easily keep track of our members.
Huge.
And because YouTube doesn't really let you keep track of your members very easily. This will let us keep track of members, and then we can send you invites to the inner circle private group.
Specific invites, yes.
Specific, yeah.
But anyways, on this note about Facebook and getting banned and stuff like that, I want to say something. And how many people do we have on right now? Do we have many at all?
We got 5 concurrent viewers at this time.
Nice, cool. But I just want to say, I've been extremely angry this year in regards to what happened at the beginning of the year, and everybody just acting like it's no big deal. It fired me up even more to express my anger and displeasure in what's happened, because it has completely divided our state and our grand jurisdiction, and it's just not okay. But with that being said, I think that I need to stop throwing a tantrum over it and start getting back to Freemasonry and getting back to what we do best, and that is supporting our brothers, not so much lashing out at the people who have made some serious mistakes without consequence. But anyways, I just wanted to throw that out there because I was thinking about that this weekend, and I miss just hanging out and visiting with brothers, and politics not being a part of the conversation.
Well, it's like I think it was Buddha it was a quote attributed to him. It's basically like having anger is like holding a burning coal in your hand, right? It doesn't really hurt anybody but yourself. It doesn't accomplish anything.
Right.
And
yes,
I mean,
yes.
I've been pissed off for 5 months and nothing's got better. So what's the point? Things are in motion. that are already going to be in
Actually,
motion,
I think yeah.
regardless of how angry we are, right?
Right.
And so, like, you don't have to advocate it. You don't have to be supportive of that action, of those actions. However, it's going to play out one way or the other, right? And we'll
Well,
either
I mean,
rejoice
I'm
or
still gonna. If it gets brought up, though, I'm still gonna let people
no,
know
no,
where
no,
I
no, no.
stand.
I'm not saying don't do that. I'm just saying just being angry about it constantly isn't like you can have an opinion about it, right?
Right.
But being angry about it for more than for as long as a lot of people have been, it's not going to accomplish anything.
Yeah, I've been downright
Yeah.
angry, and so I want to get rid of that, and I want to shake that off and shake it off of this podcast and
Well,
those around us.
I was really angry for about 2 months, maybe 3 months, and then I realized this just isn't fun at this point. It's not fun being angry because it was putting a negative vibe on all of my Freemasonry because I was angry about
Right.
something that was outside of my control that I had nothing directly to do with, right? And I was like, and coming away from such a great year like we had last year to just being pissed off,
Oh, I know.
I was like, man, this is not
Right.
enjoyable because I enjoyed last year thoroughly, and then going away to being pissed off, it's like I can't enjoy
Right.
anything pissed off, me personally. So that's
Right.
why we had a conversation about that. I was like, we got to focus on the good of this year. Like
Yep.
most
I agree.
Worshipful really wants to push MWSAs. I think MWSAs are great. So we're working on getting one established in my district. I'm focusing on the things I do have control over, but not I have no
Those
control
are
over.
good. Those are good for. Right. Right.
Do what?
I'll let you keep them.
You got choppy, man. I didn't hear what you said.
No, I just said right. Go ahead. I'll let you keep on. But that's okay. I was just going to say that I think that MWSAs are an excellent idea,
Mhm.
but they're more. I think they're more catered to the larger districts and areas. It because in my district, you're going to have the same old people doing the same old thing, just another same old meeting with all the same people. And what's it really accomplishing?
I think
We're already all together anyways.
yeah. No, I think it depends on what you go about. There was one guy in the district, he was complaining. He's like, all they do is spend most of the time introducing themselves and getting nothing done.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
and I've
exactly.
been to those meetings. I've been to those, but I've also been to other meetings where they had speakers, so to give a presentation in a mill, and it was thoroughly enjoyable. I think it was 14 up in I think it's Fort Worth or Dallas, one of the two. And this was several years ago.
I think 14's in Dallas.
I think it is.
I mean, Fort Worth. In Fort Worth. I
think it's I think it's Fort Worth.
Yeah,
Maybe it is. So. Maybe it is. I don't know. But Kyle Walquist invited me to come speak, and I came and spoke, and I mean it was a good time. They had a meal and they had the education, and of course they handled their business, and then everyone went their own ways. They went out and did some separate stuff that was enjoyable afterwards. And so
Right.
yeah, I mean if all you're doing is having your meeting, moving around from lodge to lodge, and not providing any value, then of course it sucks. It doesn't matter if you have a small district or a big district. If you're not doing anything, you're not doing anything. But I think if you so like the one we're setting up will meet quarterly. It's not even every month. That gives us enough time to decide where we're going to meet, get a speaker lined up and the topic lined up, and so you can actually have education presented to your entire district and get the entire district on the right page. Because there's a lot of districts that are not on the right page, right? You might have a few lodges that are struggling to do the right thing.
Oh, I
and a
concur.
few brothers that have the right idea. But if you can get everyone, or at least the leaders of your district, together at once with the education, I think you're off to a good start.
The big issue is the leaders, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who is running the district? And I'm not. there's a district out there where, brothers complain about people who they feel like there's some people within the districts that feel like they're the grandmasters of the district.
Mm-hmm.
No matter where they are, they feel like they have, ultimate say in everything that happens in those districts. And if those are the same people that are running the MWSA, you're not going to have membership show up. It's got to be a unilateral thing, and not the same people that are pushing their own agendas. That's the issue I see in the smaller areas, because those are the problems that are already developed and that need to be that we need to find a solution to. And the MWSA is not the solution. The solution is quite different. It's and I can't say that I have all the answers, but
you have all the answers.
I got some hints to some answers. I got some hints to some answers.
Yeah.
No, I don't have all the answers, but the clicks have got to go, man.
I agree.
I get so tired of seeing that, and we don't need these new MWSAs popping up that are just another click for some guy that wants to, or a few guys that want to run it all.
I agree. And that's what they're doing.
That's my thing.
They're doing it for the wrong reason if that's the case.
Right. And that's my thing is, otherwise, I do agree with MWSA. I think it's a good idea to have all the masters and wardens together, and leave the secretaries out of it. They already think they run everything. And I'm sorry if you're a secretary and you took offense to that.
Those darn secretaries.
Yeah, they already think they run everything. And they don't. They're supposed to do what the master and the lodge wants. I'm sorry.
I just see Jason Rockenberg over there topping away.
Oh, I know. Jason's got
dear
Jason
butthead.
Yeah. he pulled out his throwing knives at my picture, and it's not even darts anymore. It's the throwing knives. He's practicing.
We do have a few comments I want to address if we.
Jason's not that way though. Jason's great support.
Zach Smith says he can relate that situation we were talking about earlier with his work, like things you have control over, things we don't. There's Anon Emus says, I feel like we got off on the wrong foot and I was a bit hostile. Great news. I forgive you. So we're good.
Cool. I'm glad you're feeling better about things.
Yeah. See what else. Jason says his wife gets installed at OES as worthy matron this Saturday, and part of her focus is bringing back education like OES used to. Yeah, that's great. I think
good.
If someone was to say, hey, I want to revive my lodge, but I can only do, or my OES or anything, if I could only bring one thing, what should I bring? What should I change? Education. Bring education. That's if you could change nothing else, if you bring nothing else new, education, and start there, because with
because it includes so much.
And with educated membership, you can start making other decisions down the road more easily.
Educated decisions.
Yeah. Mott says that is good education in this district around a topic, rituals, and meeting he believes in. So, yeah.
Well, and now let's keep this in perspective, though. That doesn't have to be all there is to it is education. I don't think that that's all there is to it. But education is also very wide. How do I say that? Encompassing.
Oh, yeah.
Education, it doesn't just mean something on history. It doesn't just mean something on esoteric. It doesn't mean, something on ritual. It doesn't mean, education is a broad spectrum. It means bringing more light to the lodge. That's what it means. Not just.
At the end of the day, we're talking about taking good men and making them better, right?
Yeah.
And so
all the things that do that.
Exploration of symbolism, the history of Freemasonry, anything like that. The liberal arts and sciences, those are all great. They take good men and can make them better. But sometimes it's as simple as teaching your brother how to tie a tie. Right? It's or maybe
how to take pride in their work.
Yeah, how to take pride in your work. How to have integrity, or what integrity is, things like that. These are all skills that will take a good man and make them better. And
Right.
I would even argue maybe that those are some of the more basic stuff they should be learning early on.
Right.
If they don't know it.
And one of the best things, I was not that big of a speaker when I first started in Freemasonry, but now here I am. I'll answer any call and go. I write speeches specifically for the lodge's needs now. Before, I had a few canned speeches that I would do, just running around giving, well, what do you want to hear on? I got this, and this. Now, when somebody calls, I say, okay, what is your lodge need?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want me to talk on? And I write it up right there, and I'll give it within a week. I can have one thrown together.
Yeah.
But and that I learned through Freemasonry. I loved English literature when I was a kid, but that was not my forte coming out of high school. My forte coming out of high school was skating and partying. That was my forte.
They had wheels back then?
What?
They had wheels back then?
Yeah, the metal ones.
Oh. Yeah, Oscar Cordova says, or you can have a formal dinner and teach them how to use silverware. I mean,
yes.
A lot of people don't know how to
etiquette.
Do that. Yeah.
Right. That's something that's lost today is etiquette.
Yeah.
And truly, I am not that guy that knows all that, I can tell you, but I try real hard, and I've watched a lot of, learning those etiquette schools. They're just, golly, who knew that we were such swine,
Let's see. Kadeem is here. What's up, Kadeem? Hey, I was going to ask you if you ended up going to that Lancaster degree, that EA degree. Let me know. He says, I've been here a while. Feels good. Good to have you, brother. Jason Rockenberry says the running joke is that the secretary runs the lodge, which is incorrect. However, a long-term secretary usually has been involved intimately with the law book, forms, files, and so forth. Yeah, I agree.
Well, that's true, and they're good for knowledge and reference. But too often people rely on that too heavily, and the masters get lazy and stop doing their job, as well as the wardens, and then it becomes it's a joke, but it's not really a joke, and it's pretty sad because people aren't doing their job, and the lodge goes stagnant because it's relying on the secretary, and the secretary's not the one to push the lodge forward. They're not.
So the secretary,
I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, so I don't understand this because the secretary for my York rat, when something comes up that will need to be addressed, he usually texts me or calls me. And it's like, just a heads up. And we only have standing meetings quarterly. But we have called meetings as needed every month. It's like, so he called me last week. He's like, hey, just so you know, we got some petitions. Such person, like two, 3 people for York rat. Just so you know, in case I'm not there, so that you know about it. And so, if your secretary is not commuting with your worship master, like if the only communication that you're having with your secretary as worship master is when you're in a stadium meeting and you look across and ask him what's next, that's a big problem. That's a huge problem. Like, you should be communicating throughout the month and before your meeting also.
You should be the one setting the agenda and setting the plans and what's going to happen in that meeting, not the secretary.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So Anonymous says, what are things Freemasonry brings to someone? That is a loaded question.
What does Freemasonry bring to someone?
Yeah, like presumably, like, what does it offer to people? Do you want to answer first, Dennis?
Well, it depends on what you're looking for. Freemasonry has so many different aspects to it. It's hard to say that it brings any one thing to any one person. Some brothers are looking for more enlightenment in their spiritual journey. Some brothers are looking for more fellowship, a common connection with their brothers. Some people, that fraternal bond. Some members are looking for higher education, an understanding of the mystery schools. Some brothers are looking for philanthropy, and really, and most of the time, most brothers are looking for several different things, and that's why lodges need to offer several different things. But it really does depend, because Freemasonry offers so much in the lines of what it takes. As Justin was just saying, all the things that it helps us to become better men because of. We offer so many different things that it's and that's what I would like to finish this with, is that we offer so many things that can help someone grow as a person, that they'll grow in their stature in life, but not by Freemasonry giving them anything or giving them any wealth or power or anything like that, like some Illuminati freaks promise. That's not what we offer. But we can help you to become a better person, to where you're naturally more successful in your life because of that, if you take it serious and you follow the right leaders. If you stick with the winners, you're going to become a winner. And it's that way with life, really, I think.
Yep. I would say, what does Freemasonry bring to someone? Well, the easy answer is it tastes good in man and makes them better, right?
Oh
how does it do that?
If I could shoot you through the screen, I would.
How does it do that? Through rites of passage and opportunities for personal development. And furthermore, it puts you in circles of people that have been through the same processes and are going through the same processes as you, because personal development is cyclical. That's why I have an Ouroboros on the Masonic improvement emblem, because it's cyclical. Improvement is cyclical, and so there's no one that's ever finished. There's no perfect ashlars or perfect people in life, right? Because we're always working to perfect ourselves, and so that ties back to the you're the sum of the people you surround yourself with. So you're surrounding yourself with people, frankly, that are not better than you, but they have been improving themselves longer, and they're more experienced at that. And so you put yourself into a peer group of other men that can help you to elevate yourself as a man.
Yes.
So Kadeem says lately he's been. First of all, I'm glad to see that Travelers went to Lancaster. I'm glad that he had that support. I'm sorry I couldn't be there. I was feeling under the weather. But he says, I've been drained by the chartering preparation and would like to extend an invitation to everyone there, AMD members or not. They're having an open banquet. Kadeem, so I'm AMD in Hillsboro. If you let me know when you're going to have that banquet, I'll endeavor to come and bring some Hillsboro guys.
What is going on?
Kadeem, I didn't understand. I'm not sure where he's working on it at, but he's working to charter a new AMD up in the Metroplex. And so...
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Jason Rockenberg...
Oh, that's a little far from me. If I'm up there, I will. But yeah, that's cool.
Yep. Jason says, Freemasonry has brought a sense of balance. When my contract ended last year, after 8 years, he could have spiraled into anger and depression, as in the past. However, Freemasonry helped him stay balanced. The other thing that helped him was being part of smaller discussion groups such as the Scottish Rite CME classes and AMD. Yeah.
Yes. Well, and Jason is perfect testament. And, I have the same kind of story as well, that when the chips were down, the wagons circled round. That's the waggles. The wagons circled round. And, when I went through my divorce, my years ago, my brothers they circled round and they protected me and they took care of me. Roger Jacobson, I'll never forget him for the rest of my life. Tim Zlataski, he was the worshipful master that raised me well, actually Roger raised me, but Tim was he knighted me. And when that happened, they came and they circled around. They protected me. And Jason, when his chips were down, we all corralled and we made sure that he knew that we were there for him. And that's you're right, Jason. That was well worth mentioning. That we're there for each other. When you find your circles, when you find your people, they're there, man. They're there. 100%.
Yeah, there's a if you're Sarah Burlington says we turn into perfect astrologers after death. And yeah, that's kind of what I was alluding to. Like you can't be perfect in life, right? We're supposed to transcend,
Oh, I am.
because our flesh is what keeps us from perfection, right? And we're supposed to be able to transcend that after death. And that's not a Masonic thing; that's a biblical thing. But yeah, I agree. And yeah, your ego is perfect, Dennis.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Kadeem says they had their charter ceremony in Sherman on July 8th. AMD council number to be disclosed. I'll message privately. Our charter petition got accepted. That's great news, man. I'm glad to hear that.
Very cool. Happy for you, man. Happy for you. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is
I hope that you find as much joy from your AMD as I do. It is one of my very, very favorite times. We have a quick meeting. Oh, also, we do our own degrees. When we have new members come in, we perform the degrees on them, unlike many AMDs in Texas.
Oh, I didn't realize that was unusual.
That is unusual.
Is
we perform every degree.
We do our own at Hillsboro, but I don't think we do all of them, if that makes sense. I think we do the ones we have to.
Well, no, we don't do all of them. We do ours. We do all of our degrees. For our members.
Are you going to AMD Day this year?
I usually do.
When is that again?
It's in June. It just depends.
I got a thing about it. I don't remember what it was, but yeah. Hopefully I'll see you there.
If it's June 24th like usual, then I won't, because I'll be at Scottish Rite on our second day of reunion.
You just had a reunion.
We had a 2-weekend reunion and it got messed up, and so we had to push our second day to June 24th, which we're not real happy about, but we have to do it, and it had to be done, so we made the decision to do it.
Got you.
So if I'm not at AMD Day, that's fine.
See, so Kadeem, he says, I'm proposed secretary, and he's very excited to discover the degrees. Have you not? I thought you were AMD, Kadeem. But yeah, he says that brings the number to 35 councils in Texas, and that's the highest number we've had. That's pretty cool. Oh, 10th of June is Texas AMD Day. Really?
10th of June? I got to put that down.
Yeah, I'll definitely be there if I can. It's just Waco. I mean, there's no reason I shouldn't be able to be there. William says, I like how Justin is growing his goatee to look like Dennis. There's nothing I could do to look as bad as Dennis, man. I'm sorry.
It's not easy being me.
Yeah.
All right, I've got AMD Day on my calendar now, so I should be there.
Cool. We'll get some good stuff. We should do some live stuff while we're there or something.
I always enjoy
the hell
AMD
out of everybody.
Day. As I was saying, that's my favorite time of the that I have in Freemasonry is spending time with those brothers in AMD. And then, AMD Day is just that on steroids. You get to see all the brothers within Texas that are really leaders in their fraternity, and they care about all the degrees and not just 3.
Yeah. AMD's fun.
It's the lost degrees. For those who don't know, it's the lost degrees.
Yeah.
And all these different councils have their own degree. And so when you meet somebody that's a part of AMD, it's because they're in it for the initiatory experience of experiencing those different degrees. And that's what's cool, is that these are guys that are in the York Rite, Scottish Rite, and then some, because they love the degree work within Freemasonry. Yep. All the lessons.
We have a gifted membership, and Kadeem got it. So congratulations, Kadeem, and thank you, Oscar, for gifting that. And then
thank you, Oscar.
Sarah Burlington says it's their dual membership with Prince Hall. We have dual recognition. I'm not really sure how the membership works. Can you be a member?
I don't think there is plural membership right now with Prince Hall.
I mean, because it's treated like another jurisdiction, right?
Right.
So I mean, you could be.
Well, actually, I think it could be at this point, because it's because it is recognized now not all of the Prince Halls in Texas are. There's the main one that encompasses a lot of them.
Well, when we're talking
But
about
there's a
Prince Hall,
couple
we're
of
talking about like actual. We're not talking about any clandestine groups. If that's what you're referring to.
right. Well, they're Prince Hall. There's a couple that are Prince Hall, but they're just a different kind of like that AFAM and FNAM.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of the same thing, except within the Prince Hall thing, and we only recognize the one.
Oh, so Jason and William both say no duel. That's strange to me, but okay. I mean,
yeah, I was thinking that there wasn't, but there could be. It seems like they could be.
Yeah, I don't know.
Since we recognize
it's a process.
Since we recognize them
it's
now.
been a process. Like getting recognition was huge. And
yeah.
So or mutual recognition, that was huge. So I don't know. Maybe we'll be there at one point, but I guess we're not there yet.
And now we have our first grand ambassador, Brother Corey Harris. Whoop whoop. Grand ambassador for the Prince Hall Freemasonry. He's the Texas Freemasons ambassador, which is cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Anonymous asks everyone here is a Mason, and Zach Smith. Zach Smith's the only one I know for sure that is not yet a Mason. There may be other viewers that are not, but I mean, if you see a green viewer, they're probably a Mason. Except for Zach Smith. The rest of them, I think, are Masons.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, apparently you have to demit to move between the two. So
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yep.
Which is kind of sad.
Well, like I said, it's
kind
a
of
process.
sad, but like you said, it's a process. You know, it's sad that it's taken this long, though. Why has that process been taking so long? But you know, who am I to say?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows?
Big organizations, just like big corporations, it takes a long time to get that big shit turned. It's a lot different.
If we recognize another Grand Lodge, right? They'd be like recognizing like the Grand Lodge in New Mexico, right? You can have dual membership between Texas and New Mexico, right?
Right.
And so if we recognize Prince Hall, say, okay, they're equal in every way. Their degrees are a little bit different, but we're equal. We greet each other upon the level as Masons.
You would think, yeah.
Then it should make sense that you have we can dual membership. But if we're not there, we're not there. I'm not being critical.
Right.
Oscar Cordova has gifted another membership. Thank you again, Oscar. And more 5381 received that. So congratulations.
Who is that?
More 5381. I believe they're new here.
More. Nice. Congratulations, More 5381. What's your name?
More 5381. Jeez. Obviously. Weren't you listening?
Yeah. He's the cyborg.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is, you know, it to me, it seems like, you know, it's way overdue, but at the same time, you know, if you look at like fishing vessels or whatever, you can even this boat the size of a tugboat, you can turn pretty quickly, but you get a big old cruise liner or something like that, and when it has to turn, it takes a long time to make that turn. It just isn't as sharp. You know, bigger corporations, the bigger the business, the longer it takes for that change to happen.
Unfortunately, they've been at odds with one another historically for quite a while too. So I'm sure that doesn't make it easier.
Right.
So, yep.
But that's all right. There's a lot of cool things happening, going back and forth between the grand jurisdictions now, and brothers are visiting back and forth to the lodges. I'm always excited to see that kind of stuff and hear about it. You know, that's awesome.
Yep.
You know, I hope to attend one of these days and visit with the brothers.
So Moore's first name.
Where I'm at, it's not so easy.
Moore's first name is Michael. So Michael Moore. So welcome.
Good to meet you.
Welcome. And if you look in YouTube under membership, under members only, lots of content, ad free. Please by all means take advantage of it. It's there for you. So enjoy it.
Yep. That's what membership brings.
Absolutely. Austin White here. Okay,
and we also
time to shut down. Austin White's here. Shut it down.
Yep.
Shut it down.
Time to go.
Cut it. No.
But no, there's times when we have private Zoom meetings with our inner circle as well.
Those are always
Membership
fun.
means, yes, I love those. Membership is basically you're in the inner circle of Masonic improvement, and so we will have get-togethers on Zoom and just talk amongst the members and let it go wherever it goes because we don't really publish it. It's just us talking and hashing out things that we want to talk about.
Oh, you know what we should do, Dennis? That I think would be fun. Unfortunately, it would only really benefit brothers, like inner circle people in a small area. And this is not for this year, but maybe something to think about for next year.
Have a
And
get together.
like a retreat, like an inner circle retreat, like somewhere here in Texas, and you and I and whoever from the inner circle could be there.
I think that'd be awesome.
Just get
That'd
like
be
just
fun.
get like a cabin or something. They could even, I don't know if you want to make it like inclusive, like invite your families or not, but just something,
I
just
think
like
the first time I'd rather just have it, a whiskey and scotch kind of deal.
yeah, like rent a cabin
Like
at the state park or something, and just
yeah, or go out on somebody's lease and stay out there and just shoot guns and drink whiskey and talk shit. That'd be
I think that'd
awesome.
be fun. Just
Hell
like
yeah.
the inner circle thing. Yeah, in Goliad.
Inner circle retreat.
But somewhere central. I think that'd be awesome. Zach says he's flying in, so it's a done deal.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'll come pick you up at the airport.
Yeah, I'm thinking I don't know when I was talking about this and I was talking about a cabin. I was thinking about, have you been to Inks Lake before, Dennis?
Uh-uh.
I think that's close to Austin. That might be something. That might be something worth
Oh,
looking
that
into
would
maybe next year. It's
yeah, Lake
close
Travis
to
is
it's
awesome.
close to
It's awesome.
Enchanted Rock, not far from there.
Ah, yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of cool places like that. I mean, that's definitely an idea. That's definitely an idea. I
Nice.
would enjoy that.
Well, we got people saying they're already packed and they're flying in, so
Yes.
I think that'd
Yes.
be a good plan. All right, we'll talk about that after. Let's get through with the let's get over this.
We got to get through the summit,
Let's
man.
get over the summit.
We got big stuff happening with the summit. I delivered that the wood for the super secret summit project
Mhm.
today.
Yes.
That was cool.
Yeah, Sarah Burlington says, I see Dennis like the knife from Brother Mickey. Yeah, that one you're like, I don't know what are you
Oh
holding your
yeah,
knife like that for, dude? You're not a D&D rogue or something. Like,
because I want to get you.
okay,
I
Dennis.
thought about doing a who is that? Conan the Barbarian kind of deal, and doing holding a knife like this, and for those who are about to die, we salute you or whatever.
Yeah.
No, that was oh, who's that? Anyways, that was Gladiator. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get it.
Oh, the knife? Yeah, I want to see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get it.
Michael Moore, are you from Texas? Are you a Texas Mason? Or are you from Texas? Or I'm
It
curious.
seems like he is. That sounds very familiar to me.
David Lawson says whiskey for my men and beer for my horses. Yes.
Hell
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So it sounds like David Lawson's gonna be there too.
Let's see.
You might lose me in a second. I'm outside going to my truck.
It's all good. I'm just scrolling
I
through
already
here.
found a place to put it, so I can get you if you make me.
Yeah, David Lawson says they had a DDGM from their local PHA come to floor school, and they made him the candidate for the EA degree, and he really enjoyed that. That'd be fun. I have not gone to a Prince Hall Lodge, but I would really love to see their degrees. I would just love it. I want to see what the differences are. I've sat in lodge of Prince Hall Masons, right? And it's very, you can tell like immediately as soon as they come into the lodge, like they practice Freemasonry a little bit differently. It's a lot more structured, which I think is great. I love structure. Like everything is like sharp corners, straight lines. Like everything is squared and straight, and they dress like you think Masons should usually. So I would love to go. There's no one not far from me. I just haven't made that leap. William
This is
says
it.
he counts us two because Brother Vasquez is sitting next to him. Awesome. Let's see. Let me see that. Look at that, man. Let me see the hilt. Or the pommel or whatever that is. Dude, that is so cool.
Yeah, this is nice. And it fits your hand perfect. And the reason why you hold it like this, Justin, is if you're fighting, that's how you fight,
Okay.
dummy.
Okay.
But yeah, this thing, you think it, you don't know who I used to be. But
Okay.
this thing fits your hand so well. I mean, it really does. It like fits your fingers perfect. I don't know how he does that to where it fits just right on the
Well, it
money.
looks like he twists it
But
before he hammers it
he
down.
does. He twists it and creates that handle.
So that's
Yeah,
one
that's
piece of
that's a labor of love, man.
that's one solid piece of metal. And
Yes, one
anyone
piece.
anyone that's used knives for any period of time probably has had one break right there where the handle meets the hilt, and that's because most knives are cheaply made and they have basically just a screw going through the handle. That is one piece of metal. I mean, that is durable. That
Yes,
will last you a lifetime right there.
this is so that people that don't know, this is a railroad tie made into a hammer. I mean, made into a knife. A hammer. He hammers this son of a bitch out. He hammers this some bitch out and makes it into a knife, and it's so badass.
I think you can probably stab
And
someone with that hammer too if you needed to.
I know
That's a sharp hammer, Dennis.
you don't want me to you don't want me to bring it with me and try it on
A sharp hammer and a
faster.
dual welder.
Yeah, exactly. But this is a nice
Wow.
blade. I really love this knife. I think that this is one of my prized possessions right here. Now I'm gonna have to get another one because
Yeah,
my
I'd like to get
boys
one
are
of those. Those are
my
nice.
boys are gonna want them. So I'm gonna have to hand them down to my
It looks like it
boys.
probably weighs pretty well too. Like it's obviously balanced.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's got some meat to it, man.
Nice.
It's not it's not something to play with for
The
real.
gangster of Goliad.
You know,
Zach Smith says the gangster of Goliad. Oscar says the hammer of Goliad.
you know what I got to
You're
say
gonna have
about
to change
that,
the
guys.
stitching.
You know what I got to say about that, guys.
You have to change the
All
stitching
right.
on your case. The hammer of Goliad. I like
The
that.
hammer. Call the fours.
I like
There's
that.
only one number for you to remember. It's four. All right. Enough making fun of me. But
Um,
yeah, that was really cool. And I made a video while we were there, and I'm gonna get it chopped up and get it ready and uh, and put it together with. I made a video of me cutting down the branch, chopping it down, and
mhm.
then I made a video when I delivered it. And what I'll do is I'll put it all together
Are you gonna edit
and
all the sound effects out so that we don't hear you?
all
Like,
all
ah!
the all the winded,
Yeah,
all
all the
the all the
squeaking.
bending over, all the bending over, catching my breath, back up.
So, Anonymous says, I'm really interested in biblical teachings and different meanings to life, but have seen a lot of things saying Masonry is not biblical. So, I'd like to address that real quick. First of all,
Go
I
ahead.
want to point out that Freemasonry is no more of a Christian organization than like the Lions Club or Rotary or anything like that, right? It it uh it allows non Christians to join, and it always requires a faith of deity. That could be you could be like Jewish, you could be Christian. We have
You
Muslim
could be
brothers.
Muslim,
We
Hindu,
have Hindu brothers. We have brothers that are like Norse pagan or
Norse
whatever.
pagan. Yep,
And so,
yep.
but that
You have to
said,
believe in God.
the degrees themselves take heavy influence from biblical passages and teachings, right? Like there's heavy allegory with King Solomon's temple in some of the degrees, which is Old Testament, right? When you get into York Rite, it's even more heavily focused on King Solomon's temple in the Christian aspect. And then when you get to Commandery, which are basically influenced by the Knights Templar, that's basically Christian. You have to swear to
And
defend
then
the
the
Christian
Scottish
faith.
Rite is broken up with different.
Yeah. So to say anyone that says that Freemasonry isn't Christian or isn't biblical, I mean, we literally have an open Holy Bible in the center of our lodge room during our meeting. I mean, no other organizations do that, and I mean, we.
But it's not for worship. It's kind of like when you're in church and there's that one candle that's lit, that one white candle. That's to represent Jesus being present in the room, right?
I don't know.
Well,
I'm
it's
Baptist.
kind of
I have no clue what you're talking about.
it's kind of like that. And so when the Bible is there, it's just a reference that, God is present and we seek to gain our wisdom from him and not from just ourselves.
So we have a brand new nickname for you, and I credit Jason Rockenberg for that.
Jason,
doesn't know the difference between a hammer and a knife, guru of Goliath.
Oh God bless you. No, but I'd also like to say that, as far as being biblical, think about this, and I truly believe this, and as well as with the allegory of all the different degrees in Freemasonry, just like the allegory in the New Testament, which I believe a lot of it is a lot of symbolism that people take too literally sometimes. But I think when you mix allegory with some true things that happened, with some true history, it makes it stick better. The story tells better and it sticks better in your mind so that you can take that lesson with you and learn from it and grow from it. And people often misrepresent that even within Freemasonry, that they actually think that certain things are literally certain things when they really aren't. It's just a allegory or symbolism for something else. And that's where a lot of the misconceptions come. And it's not just, it goes both ways, actually, that there's Freemasons that get mixed up when they first come in and they think that, it's all literal because that's how they grew up in church, thinking that everything from the Bible was literal when a lot of it was allegory, more than just the end days. The end days, that's very philosophical and everybody admits it. But really, most of those stories that all the apostles talk about are the same thing. They're different allegories with different symbolism that teach different lessons. And so, it's not biblical. It's they're just lessons to help us improve.
Yeah. Got you.
I went too far into that, but I think that a lot, and it bothers me when people take it too literal. And I think that's what causes the misunderstanding in the secular world as well as in the Masonic world, with brothers that don't even understand what they're a part of sometimes because they're too focused on the literal to understand the big picture allegorical teachings, if that makes sense.
Jason Rockenberg says, and this surprised me at first, and then it didn't surprise me at all. The Elks have an open Bible on their altar along with an elk head.
My goodness!
Hopefully not a fresh
one. I was gonna say, and there's no skulls in Freemasonry. Come on, guys!
Yikes!
They have live elk's heads on.
Well, it's probably not live anymore.
I know. At that point, it can't be.
Train an elk to lay its head down on it. I mean, maybe you can. Who knows?
Just until they get the sword out.
Yeah.
Just until they get the hammer out.
The long hammer.
And it's not live anymore. That's so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all seriousness aside, the problem with those misconceptions is a matter of people being too literal in their assumptions and and not being able to grasp the idea of philosophical allegory.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And that happens on both sides.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. Absolutely. But you don't understand that. Oh, he says, for God's sake, it's not a real elk's head. Okay, if you say so. Wink. Wink, got you.
Yeah. Yeah, Jason. We get you.
But yeah, you don't really understand that a lot of that. I mean, it should be obvious, I think, to most people that it's allegory, but we really make that clear in York, which is the University of Freemasonry. So I suggest...
You better shut your mouth, John. you just crossed the line right there. Yeah, you see how red I just got? Man, that's the Scottish Rite blood in me that just pumped up when you said that. The Scottish Rite is the University of Freemasonry.
No.
Period.
Scottish Rite is like the community college.
You follow one path. You follow one little measly path. It's an ant path,
which means it's the right path.
We follow the yellow brick road.
Okay.
Man, talk about some shit talk tonight. Golly. Wow. Jason, I can't believe you're actually giving me crap with this guy on the other side.
A lot of people prefer Scottish Rite.
You're gonna lead me to drink.
A lot of people prefer Scottish Rite, and that's understandable. Because
it's the University of Freemasonry.
I think that York Rite has not met its full potential. In
it has a lot to be desired.
In most lodges and in most really across the state, it has not met its full potential. York Rite has as much to offer as Scottish Rite, in my opinion. But Scottish Rite made the right decisions and embraced itself. York Rite still has a ways to go.
Right. Well, I think the issue fell into York Rite attached itself too much into the Blue Lodge, thinking that was going to help them to, be strong and fruitful. And in doing that, it became just an extension of the Blue Lodge instead of meeting its full potential, because there's so much beauty and allegory in the York Rite.
Yeah.
In fact, it's where a lot of the degrees coincide with the Scottish Rite. A lot of them do.
Well, it's like shrine versus grotto, right? The shrine kind of has its own building, and it's more, there's fewer of them, and they're more centralized, right? Grotto, not that speaking badly about grotto, because but grotto is more local, and I think we're getting to a point where that's becoming more popular. Not necessarily going to overshadow shrine, or York Rite's going to overshadow Scottish Rite, but I think local is getting more popular if they're making the right decisions. But I think historically, if you look, that's why the grotto has been smaller than the shrine. I think that's why York Rite has been smaller than the Scottish Rite, is because, like you said, they're associating themselves more with smaller local lodges. There was a time when most lodges had a York Rite, and they just faded away because there's so many of them. And I think we're kind of getting to that period where we're refining now. York Rite's refining. There's getting to be less of them, and it's kind of starting to almost copy like the Scottish Rite, where it's there's fewer of them and they're becoming more centralized.
Right. Well, and leadership is embracing, the bigger picture, also the grander picture, I should say.
Yep.
That really, it's becoming a more of a unified vision. I think that's a good thing. And don't get me wrong, brothers. I think that lodges can have their own culture. They can have their own culture. But when we get too far away from the grand picture, then sometimes that breaks down, and we lose the luster of the potential that's really there and the support that we really need to be successful in teaching the degrees and the philosophy.
Kadeem says he wants to charter a grotto because the shrine is far. Kadeem, so we're actually in talks with the grotto at Hillsboro about possibly moving, and so I mean, you're welcome to join us. Just saying, it's not much closer, but you're welcome to join us if we decide if the stars align and it happens. Austin White, if he's still here, he came and talked with some brothers, and there's a lot of interest. So just putting that out there for you.
I thought about joining the shrine or the grotto, but really I don't have the time to put into them, and I don't think it's fair to them, either one. I've got so many things going on with the Scottish Rite, and now getting more busy with the York Rite.
It'll be one of those things where I join, and I am supportive, not necessarily jumping to the officer line or anything, but just being there.
Right.
And so it wouldn't be the charter Kadeem, it'd just be to relocate an existing grotto. But we'd be glad to have you. But
there's something to be said about strengthening what's already there instead of continuing to recharter.
Yeah,
we don't need a bunch of new charters. We need stronger lodges and stronger bodies as it is.
Yep, I agree.
Nothing personal about your new charter. I'm glad you're doing it for the AMD. That's cool. But I think too many just gets too many.
Yeah, but we don't really have a lot. I mean, like you said, that puts us at 35 for the whole state. That's still not a lot. But yeah, like if we got to the point where every community thought they had to have an AMD, then yeah, that'd be a little excessive. It'd probably go the way of most organizations that do something like that. I think the beauty of AMD is that it's
supposed to be exclusive.
Well, when we meet, we have brothers from a really wide area coming. Like brothers I don't see anywhere else unless I go to AMD Day. And so that's one of the beauties of it, for sure.
Yeah, and it brings value to it. Yeah. You're not seeing people that you see every day.
Yep.
I like the fact that your York Rite meets quarterly as well. I think that all of them should. I think that we would have better meetings and better attendances if we would stop having so many stated meetings and have more and not even have called meetings, but have social gatherings in between. Like have it quarterly with social gatherings in between.
So what we do at Hillsboro is we have in our bylaws we have to meet quarterly for our stated meetings, right? Well, we still meet every month, and it's like what you're talking about. We'll usually meet at lodge, we'll still have a meal, and that's when we really focus on education. We have someone come talk, we eat, we have our educational presentation. If we have time, we'll do degree practice and stuff. But that's it. And then on the stated meeting nights, we still have a meal, and we still have education. It's a little bit shorter, and we conduct our business. It's just that we don't have and I honestly I think this is the same case for many lodges. Like we don't have so much business going on that we have to meet every month, if that makes sense.
Right.
And I've been at York Rites where they met every month, and there's nothing to talk about. I would be willing to bet if your Blue Lodge, not your specifically, but if like a Blue Lodge was to take the leap and say, hey, we're just going to meet quarterly from now on, there'd be a lot of people wringing their hands because they'd wonder what they're like, oh man, we got so much business to cover. I'd be willing to bet that you would probably be okay. Like you don't have as much business as you think. You might talk a lot in your stated meetings, right?
Right.
But you don't have as much.
You might have to get more efficient.
You might have to get more efficient. You might actually have to start using your committees for what they're intended. Right?
Yes.
But
and use an agenda.
I think you'd be surprised, like if you were to say, like if Grand Lodge was to say, hey, all right, for now everyone just meets quarterly. I think a lot of lodges will be surprised, like, hey, this actually works, and you can use those months in between for actual Freemasonry, like degrees and
I know. I was talking to somebody earlier today, and we were laughing about that, and I said, with my finances and my businesses, I do more business a week than our lodge does in a year. So why do we need to spend all that time talking about the same thing every month? It's just crazy. It just behooves me.
when I
It is
was
what it is.
when I was a principal,
It's tradition.
when I was a principal, I went to we have service centers here in Texas that just kind of, professional development and learning and stuff like that. And I remember going to one, and they're like suggesting you do all these things throughout the day, and so on. Said, well, how is the school going to function without us handling all this stuff that we already do every day? And the teacher's like, they're doing it right now. They're handling it without you right now. And that stuck with me because it's easy to keep busy. It's about being proactive versus reactive, right? If you're being reactive to everything, then yeah, you have a lot to talk about. Of course you do, right? There's a lot to keep you busy if you are reactive. But if you're proactive and you say, this is the agenda, this is what we're going to talk about, or if you say, this are my committees, you need to take care of these things and report back in 3 months when we meet again. There you go. If you have it planned out, if you say you meet in March for your state meeting, and you don't have to meet again until April, May, June, until June. But in May you're going to have a fundraiser, for example, which whatever. But you say you're going to be a fundraiser. That's probably the most applicable thing for most lodges. Then when you have your last meeting, you say, hey, look, this is when our fundraiser is going to be. The committee's going to take care of it. Hop on the GroupMe or whatever app your lodge uses, and you should hopefully have something.
If they use one, they should.
You should have something, and stay in contact. And I'll see everybody in June. You don't have to have a meeting every month up to that, and every meeting up to that, every month after that, discussing that.
With an update.
Yeah.
With an update.
Yeah.
The lodge doesn't have to have every update. The lodge needs to know what the decision is and where you're going with it, and make a vote. Either decide yes or no. And if they don't want to do it, they don't want to do it. You don't need 3 meetings to go over 3 different ideas.
Yeah.
Just make a decision.
Let's see. What is the difference between a regular Master Mason and a Mason who went into York Rite or Scottish Rite? A regular Master Mason will have more money.
Think of it like this. So there's the first 3 degrees, right? 1, 2, 3, and it goes up. And then the York Rite goes this way. The Scottish Rite goes this way. So you're on the same playing field. You have to be a Master Mason to become either one of the others. And then you're just expanding on your horizon. So if that makes sense, that's the degree structure. People think it's all, like a stair step going up, but really you go up to the 3rd degree. You're all upon the same level at that point. You're all at a level that you can, that you're all at a point to where you can have as much understanding or knowledge as anybody else.
Yep.
At number 3. But it's up to you if you want to take that journey going either way to broaden your horizons, to gain more information, more knowledge, more wisdom, more light. That's basically it.
Yeah. They also ask,
how's that?
Do you have more obligations to higher the degree? I can only speak for York Rite. I mean, you take more obligations, but they're pretty much in line with what you take in the first 3 degrees. Like, you're not taking anything additional.
Yeah, they're all obligations just to keep the secrets of that degree. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Every obligation is just to keep the secrets of that degree. That's all it is.
Well, you just ruined the secret. You just spoiled the secret, Dennis.
Damn it! I need to go into Masonic jail.
Wow. The hammer of Goliad, ladies and gentlemen.
Put me in a hole. Put me in a hole. Shuffle me off and put me in a hole.
Yeah. Anyhow, well, I told my wife.
We've covered a lot of ground.
I told my wife I wouldn't stay on too late tonight. And
you're just not a man.
Well, I've been very busy, and she's been wanting time, so I promised her I'd spend more time with her this evening. So, if we don't have anything further, I'd say we wrap it up. Put a bow on it.
How many people we got on right now?
We had about 20, and then you start talking. We're at 2.
Really?
No, we're at 8.
Wow. And we had such good conversations tonight.
Well,
They really
usually
were.
people hop on the next few days and they watch it after the fact. That's been my
Right.
experience. Because usually a live will average about 150 or 200 views, but
It's
it doesn't
mainly the
happen.
members that, yeah.
No, it's not the members because we don't
No,
have
I mean
100
that
members.
stick around.
Oh, the members are the ones that come into the live usually,
Yeah.
and then people. I think it's also because we do it on Sunday night. Honestly, we'll experiment with it this summer. I think we'll try some different times, see if it makes a big difference.
Oh, really?
Why not?
Okay. Okay. I'm down.
Don't you have summers
I got
off?
I make the time.
All
I make the time. I can do it.
right. Well, we'll iron that out. David Lawson
So
says
I'm
great
gonna,
job as
yeah,
usual.
now we'll iron it. Yeah, I'm gonna hold you to it. Okay, anybody that's an inner circle member, you heard it. Now I want you to hold his feet to the fire.
Do we have somebody lined up for this week for interview? Because
I've got 2 people that I would like to. What you got?
I was gonna say if we don't, we should do a member Zoom.
Members only?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So this Wednesday.
Because I don't have actually somebody lined up, but there's 2 people I'm going to talk to about.
Okay. We'll shoot for this Wednesday. This Wednesday we'll have, now that we have our Facebook page going, be sure you follow that, and I'll announce if something comes up on Wednesday and we have to push it back. I'll let y'all know. But otherwise, the working date will be Wednesday around 9 p.m. and we'll do a members only Zoom, and we'll just hash it all out. How's that sound?
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop whoop. Okay. Cool. But I really like the idea of that retreat. That was a good idea, Dennis. I'm proud of you for thinking of that.
It's glad I had one good idea.
I think that'd be really fun.
Yeah. It's good that I finally came up with one good idea.
Yeah. We should yeah. I like that. Just hanging out in the woods. Not in the woods, but at the lake or something. Fishing.
Oh my gosh.
Fishing and having I don't want to go into the woods with you, Dennis. But yeah. Inks Lake is really nice. I don't know if we do that.
Yeah,
there. 9 p.m.
we
Central
ought to
Time. Yep.
we ought to talk about doing that once a year or something, having the Masonic Improvement Retreat and just like 1 year go and do an offshore fishing or something, and
Yeah.
one year go to do something like in Tahoe, 1 year go do something somewhere else.
Yeah, well,
that would be cool.
As the membership expands, which I think it will with this change we're going to make, we'll also be able to keep track of where people are. And so we have
We can get more centralized.
yeah. So we say like, hey, we got a lot of people in Louisiana. Let's do something Louisiana, something Central, or something like that. So we'll have the data to be able to say, hey, this is probably the best place. But knowing as
Or
it is right
doing
now,
Ozarks.
as it is right now, most of the members are Texas. We'll figure out someplace kind of central to everybody. But that'll be probably next year. But I think that'd be fun.
Oh yeah. Right now, I'm focused on the summit and
Focus on the summit,
and
make
its
sure that's
success.
successful. Yep. By the way, I posted
Yes.
a link to the summit a little bit ago. If you scroll up, be sure you get your tickets to the summit. If you haven't, we just released a video of Mickey Allen. He's going to be there. He's not going to be talking, but he'll be talking if you ask him a question, I'm sure. But he's not going to be presenting. But he will be selling some of his wares, and he will be donating a to be announced item for the auction.
Super secret summit.
And the proceeds of that auction will go towards a shrine, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
Yes. Alameen Shrine. Yes.
Yep. So it's going to be. It's going to be. We got 9 viewers on here. I hope if you're in Texas that you have got a ticket. Let's put it
Yeah.
that way.
And
I really
and this
hope so.
isn't just me and this isn't just Justin and I talking. These are other people. We're not going to even be talking. We're going to introduce these guys, but we're not really talking on anything. We're there just like you are to be inspired by these leaders that are throughout our region, not just Texas.
And some of the people only said they would come if Dennis didn't talk at all. So he
I
can't even
know.
speak. So yeah, no, but we'll do introduction and stuff. Like we'll introduce the everybody and stuff. But
Yeah, and then afterwards though, we're all going to be sitting around chewing the chud, drinking our whiskey or scotch or beer or iced tea.
or mix it
You know,
all
I'm
together. Just mix it all together.
yeah, just have a Long Island iced tea, and
Is that what that makes?
and we'll sit down on the beach and we'll all just visit with each other and talk Freemasonry and go as deep down the rabbit holes as we want to go, and really enjoy it. And being that it's on the beach, you bring your family with you, and they can enjoy the beach while we're doing our Freemasonry stuff. And there's also the Texas Aquarium is 2 blocks over,
Yeah.
and that's available, as well as a tour on the Lex for any of them that want to do it. It's right next
I
door.
took my family to the aquarium after
After OLT.
yeah, and it was a great time. It was very enjoyable.
Yeah, yeah. So it's going to be a good time all around. And if you miss this, it's your own damn fault. It's just too easy and too breezy. It's going to be cool.
Yep. 1 second before we go, I want to let me do 2 things real quick before we go, because someone was asking how to become a member. So,
Okay, that's cool.
Let me copy that link address and post it, and then hold on a second.
Where are they located?
Oh.
Well, that's an important question.
Hey, don't pressure me here. And then I saw something else that caught my eye. So I want to pull that up real quick, because it answered a question I had. So this was from Anonymous 10 hours ago. This is probably what he's talking about, or she. I love how you say, so this was off a video. There's a comment. I love how you say you can edit it out because we all know why. Oh, wait. One bad. Let's see. Also, to try and preach your message, maybe you shouldn't label skeptics as nutcases. That would be a start. But hey, you're a master mason who swore a blood oath of secrecy, so I'm going to believe you. So that's probably what you were talking about earlier, Anonymous. I wasn't 100% sure, but yeah, it's cool if you say you recognize you probably came off the wrong way. But yeah, I mean,
well, and we really don't feel like everybody's a nutcase. I'm sorry for saying that a lot, but there are a lot of nut jobs out there that really come after us for no reason, and I'm just putting that out there. I just speak what I'm thinking. I don't beat around the bush. And,
well, I think there's a difference between a skeptic and like a full blown conspiracy theorist.
Right. And I'm not even against conspiracy theories.
I'm not either. But some of the
I'm
stuff,
just against people who are freakish about it.
I'm not against conspiracy theories, and frankly, in the last few years, a lot of conspiracy theories kind of turned out to be true. Not regards to Freemasonry, but just in general in the world. But
right.
The reason I say nutcases is if I said it, but I don't know if Dennis or I said it in that video, but like some of the stuff that the anti-Masons believe, you'd have to be nuts. Like you would,
right.
It's unfathomable how that would even be feasible. And
right.
There's so many in every. Don't get me wrong. We get a lot of conspiracy theorists against Freemasonry with what we do, right? And not a single one of them has had the same conspiracy theory. It's always like their own little personal variation, and so it's not even consistent. There's some nutty guys.
Right.
There's some nutty people out there. Skepticism is fine because skeptics will listen. Skeptics will they'll ask intelligent questions. They'll weigh the information they're being told. They'll either decide they believe it or not, and they're rational people.
And I love the challenge of a debate. I love it. It's one of my favorite things. But when you're trying to debate against somebody who's just making ignorant statements, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
That's not debate. That's just somebody making ignorant statements that they don't know about.
And as far as like blood oath, to me, you talk about blood oath, you're talking about like, I was trying to think of a movie I saw one time.
Yeah,
Like,
we're
they,
not
like,
a
cut their
mafia. We don't
hand.
stick our.
What was that movie?
Yeah,
They,
we're
like, cut
not.
their hand and they swear something. I don't remember what that was. We don't do anything like that though. There's no blood or anything like that.
Well, the Italian mafia actually does it,
Oh, do they?
at least in the movies they do.
What's
So
that
let's
one
put
where
it
they
like
cut off
that.
your finger? There's like something where they cut off your finger to join. It's like a mafia or
Oh,
something.
I don't know about
It's
that.
Assassin's Creed. Never mind.
No,
That's a video game.
mafia.
I was like, what did they cut your
Assassin's
finger off
Creed.
for? It's like,
Oh
oh, that's
my
Assassin's
gosh.
Creed. No, we don't. We don't. We don't do anything
Freaking
like
millennial.
that.
Freaking millennial. I'm telling
It's
you.
like they jump around the rooftop. What is
He
that?
does
They
not
stab
come
things?
from my generation, people. I'm
Definitely
telling
not.
you.
Definitely not.
He's
Yeah. No blood oaths or anything like that.
yeah, it's kind of that's kind of way out there. That's
Oh,
way
the
out in left field.
Yakuza. Yeah, they also chop off, I think, your pinky. That's okay. All right. Yeah, the Yakuza, I think they chop something off to the joint. So, all right.
Well.
I wasn't totally off. But anyway.
I'm not gonna join that group. I like my pinky.
Yeah.
That's where my Scottish Rite ring is.
Oh, John Wick, too. The Assassins of John Wick, they cut off one of your fingers, too, I think. So.
You know
honestly,
how I
it
know
kind of
you're-
sounds like all the coolest ones make you lose your fingers. So maybe
I
that's
know,
what-
right? Maybe we're in the wrong one.
But yeah, if you join all of them, you'd have nothing but nubs. So you just got to pick one or two.
Decide on which appendant
The only
body.
finger you have is your pointy finger. Yeah. All right,
Right.
let's wrap it up. So we've been an hour and a half
You
almost.
didn't. You didn't tell me who that person was that asked about joining.
Oh, that was the Sarah Burlington one. And that was about the Masonic membership.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, only join our fellow Freemason brothers in Japan, not the Yakuza. Well, okay. You get those cool tattoos out of it, so that might be worth it. I'm not big on tattoos, but if I did, it'd be like a full-on back tattoo like that or something.
I'm fixing to start getting some tattoos. I have one, and I want to get a few.
That's good, because if you get them when you're young and they turn wrinkly, they look bad. But if you're already wrinkled,
Exactly. Now that I'm already wrinkled, it's time to put something there so you don't notice the hair. It's so that's
all right. With that, that's a good time to wrap it up.
exactly. We're getting a little bit too deep and personal.
Yeah. All right. Well, everybody,
Personally deep.
we'll see the members on the members only Zoom later this week, and
Yep.
Yeah, I'll reiterate: if you haven't signed up for the summit, do so, please, because you're not going to regret it. It's going to be just fantastic. And with that,
and follow our new page because we need that algorithm to get us kickstarted back up, and that way you'll get all the announcements that you're looking for.
Yep. All right. Keep it between the points.
Thank you for a good episode. This was a good one. I enjoyed it.
It was good.
And it felt a lot better not being angry anymore.
Yes.
Keep it between the points, brothers.
Later.
And brothers from another mother.